here. This is a chapter in my book. I was given the story about the dragon shadow, and then I have a demon photo from here, and I was telling the story about I dated this girl from Rhode Island. I had a fling with her. I really liked her. We kind of lost contact for a little while, and she had a medical condition called Chiari malformation, and it's like a brain thing, and I didn't know if she was okay or not. And see on my breath, just if it shows up, it's this breath. And I heard a banshee here with my boy Robbie that used to record me. And we've been here a bunch of times, and it's maybe like 4 or 5 times documented. This chapter in my book. When ghost journals came out, when I started, doing the journals, I don't know how many times I came here, but I said last week we came here and the roads were all blocked off, and we found a secret way in, and then we were like, let's do this. It's the end of the year. Let's come here and film, because we didn't film last time. And coming here this time, they literally like took vehicles and blocked the road so you can't get down, so you couldn't even drive down it at all. So we had to park up a road all the way up here and walk down the road, and it took like 15-20 minutes. So that being said, we're here. This is probably like my 5th time in 5 years. Maybe like I come here once a year. It's only a half hour away. It's just kind of like you have to kind of come here late at night, park your car up there. Cops know about this spot. Right now we're kind of like hidden, so this is like the perfect time to do it when the roads are closed down. But I was talking about in 2022, I don't know what my favorite ghost hunt was. I have to go through the journals. It's not that cold out right now. It's actually like a nice night. You do see my breath, but I don't know what my favorite one was. Like in the last couple weeks with her joining the team, we've been getting a lot of like orbs, and we have a really big one Sunday planned that there's gonna be 4 of us. So I plan on using like the ghost box, the EMF detector, the EVPs, all my equipment that I normally don't use, because I'm always like narrating, and whether you like me, hate me, whatever, like I at least keep it interesting and entertaining. But it's hard to sit there and do all that shit at the same time. So we're gonna try to actually start doing more investigation type work when there's more of us together, because it's really hard to do everything by yourself. But I was saying how last year I went to my mom's house and I made a list of everything I wanted to get done, and things kind of, I recorded a bunch of songs about a bunch of things that I didn't think I was going to do, and I made coats. I made like 7 videos in 5 months, and put out merch and did all this. I went harder than I thought I was going to go. And this year, I don't know, I'm not going to make like anything crazy like that. I know that I recorded yesterday. I recorded the week before that. I'm gonna do 1 song a week. I want to put the album out, Abuse Your Delusion. July 14th is the date that it's coming out. I want to go to New Orleans this year, and I just kind of want to take it slow. I'm gonna bang out a couple videos, and I kind of want to just like save money. I want to like go to like Gettysburg. I want to spend more time this year focusing on paranormal stuff than just music. I have like 25 albums out. I have a lot of merch. I have a lot of t-shirts. I did all that shit. I put all that back together. I got back together UFO. It broke up. Made this. Made that. Like all these things happened that were unexpected. But next year I want to I have all the gear and I have everything that I need. I want to travel a little bit with a crew and go to New Hampshire and go to some cemeteries like that and get a haunted bed and breakfast and do cool stuff like that and focus on some other things other than music, because let's be honest, I don't really need to work on. I'm going to put the CD out, but I have like 25 records out. I don't need to keep going with music. I want to build my boys up and get their shit out. But so when we saw the dragon shadow, the kid Bill that I was with, it was Bill and Joe. Joe's one of my good friends. He died a couple years ago, but we were all smoking and we couldn't find the road off a Great Hill Road right there, the cemetery road. And I saw there was a red sky and a red moon with a ring around it, and I saw I was peeing near a tree, and I saw this dragon shadow, and I freaked out. I kept my mouth shut. I was paranoid. I'm paranoid when I'm not. I don't smoke anymore because I get paranoid. But I'm always paranoid in general. I'm just like my brother was talking about. I went to visit my brother today. He's like, you're mad paranoid. I'm like, I know. I'm just a naturally skittish kind of guy, and I was looking for the whole thing and I saw it, and they wanted to go in the woods. I picked up a stick and I'm like, you guys are trying to turn me into a vampire. And I was all freaking out. They were laughing at me and shit. And we came in here and we sat here and we smoked a bowl. And Billy was like, did anybody see the dragon shadow? And I was like, yo, you saw that shit? And he's like, yeah, that was a sacred spirit. You know, again, I'm recapping some of the stories. I want you to read the book because that's people ask me what's the scariest thing that ever happened to you. That night, I fucking literally had a panic attack. Like I was like hyperventilating. I was ready to assault my friends with a stick I found that big. I literally fucking I was shook out of my mind. We heard like in the woods at Bar Hackett. I wasn't even that terrified. Like this shit scared. It was a big fucking thing it just like the sky was red and all I could say is like it was like that big. And it flew from like there to there and just eclipsed into itself. And I thought that shit was gonna scoop me up and eat my ass. You know, some kind of fucking pterosaur dinosaur. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I was fucking freaking out. And I saw it twice. And then Billy saw it. And then we came back like 2 to 3 days later. It was 2006 and it was an eclipse. And we brought this kid, John. It was me, John, Joe, Billy. John is the biggest skeptic ever. Like I don't know, he's just really hard to deal with when it comes to ghosts and stuff like that, because even if he sees something which he says he has before, he still doesn't. He just downplay. Like we took him to Bar Hack and he's like, oh, I saw like somebody dressed in funny clothes, and I'm like, you saw a ghost? He's like, no, it wasn't that. And like he just doesn't admit that he sees shit. But he saw it again at the eclipse. So Billy saw it twice and I saw it twice, and I've been here a whole bunch of times since, and I spend the entire time just looking at the moon and looking around. And the crazy thing is, we're in a cemetery, and the cemetery is actually full of ghosts. But I have a photo. I came here with Joey, Heather, and Kate, and I smelled sulfur immediately, and I took a photo, and in the photo there's a red mist, and it's like a skull, and like, if you look at my book, it's black and white, but if you actually came to my studio and I showed you the photo, you'd be like, oh shit, and there's like a yellow orb in it, and it's like a demonic creature, and we all got the fuck out of here, and I burnt some sage, and it was like a big ordeal, and the girls were like freaking out. They were all like, you know, scared and shit. Me and Joey like had to hear like, all right, yo, just calm down, burn the sage, let's get out of here. But you know, it was like an encounter with what I consider with a demon. That only happened a couple times, but every time I come here, I look at the sky, and I don't really pay too much attention to what's going on around me. It's always like I'm, you know, chasing the dragon, you know, if you will. That's kind of what this place became, and I only get here like once a year, if that. I came here once with Alex, maybe not that long ago, hung out there and told the story, and then I came here once with Jake, maybe when I first started dating the girl Kelly a couple years ago in like 2019. I was hanging out with this kid Jake. He was my bassist in my band, and his girlfriend Amber. Like the three of us came here real quick and hung out for a little while, but it wasn't as long as now because the roads weren't closed off, and if you don't come here at like 1 in the morning, you have a good chance of like a car driving by and like ratting you out. But got like the stomach hurts. You smell anything?
Mm-mm.
I can't believe you walked that whole footage.
Dude.
All right, well. This is, again, I don't know why. It's called Great Hill Cemetery. It's known as Hookman's. You know, there's all sorts of legends. There's a guy with a hook here, some stupid shit, like dumb shit. I don't really know how factual any of that stuff is. Someone told me back in the 1980s there was a shed back there and local kids burnt it down. Again, I don't know any of that. My first time came here was a red moon in 2006. I wish I kept track of everything back then the way I do now. I would have a more accurate account of how many times exactly I went ghost hunting, because now every time I go out, I you know, journal it, tally mark it, everything is documented for the last like 10, 15 years. Wow, that shit looks really crazy. Doesn't that look like an abstract painting? Doesn't that look like somebody just kind of like went all crazy on that?
Totally.
That looks nuts. All right, but it's getting late. Sunday night, we're gonna have a cool one. I don't want to tell where it's gonna be, but check Monday morning, Tuesday. It might take a day or two to edit it because there's gonna be a lot of footage. That's gonna be the big one, the new one for the new year. Again, I don't remember what my favorite one is. There's nothing that's really sticking out to me the last couple weeks with her on the team. We've gotten like some cool orbs and stuff like that, but I just thought I saw something moving over here. What's that?
Me.
Huh? Is that you? Okay. Well, it's not very big.